All right. What's up, you guys? Sorry for the delay. For anybody who's joining us later, this is a live stream. But if you've ever seen my live streams before, I keep it pretty close to like a video. So buckle up. So we are going to talk about Conor McGregor, who is going to finally do a little bit of damage control on everything that's been going on. Thank God, man. It is really challenging watching somebody go through what he's going through, and there's such an obvious solution that he's just not taking advantage of. And finally, he's like, hey, Rogan, how about I come on your show? It's like, hello, seems like a pretty good option for you right now, dude, So there's that. But also, I don't know if you guys have seen this clip. This clip of, by the way, you guys can see this, right? Like you guys can see the screen that I'm sharing. Just want to make sure. Waiting on the chat to tell me. Somebody tell me. Can you guys see his social media interaction numbers have tanked? Have they really? Oh, yeah. Okay, you guys can see it? Okay, great. So, okay. So the guy, has like, what's the right way to put this? Okay. Every time Conor McGregor has had a really big PR catastrophe, right? It's like the way that he comes back from it generally are two ways. A, he lets the world see his face and lets the world see him talk is very effective because he's incredibly charismatic. He's great on camera and he's humble, believe it or not. Okay. When he's promoting fights, it's different. He's listen, he's yelling things and he's talking about knocking people's heads off their necks and blah, 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 blah. Okay. When he's speaking with intention, and he's doing it because he knows he wants to present a good version of himself. He's incredible at that. Incredible. Misfit Brit, what's up, dude? Long time no see. Welcome back. Whenever he's done that, he comes off incredibly well. He also needs to fight. Okay. I don't understand why he is not fighting, but that's neither here nor there. But another thing is to kind of see where, like kind of feel out where he's at. Your usual litmus test has always been Ireland. Okay, where's he at in Ireland? And this clip is like not in a very good spot, dude. Like really not in a very good spot. So by the way, we can talk about BJ Penn. I know a lot of people want to talk to me about BJ Penn. I've been getting messages all day, every day since I put up that video yesterday. We can definitely talk about that. But let's here. Let me show you. Okay, so this whole thing that happened in Ireland. Yeah, Six Blades is like a multiple like it's like a team that's across a lot of different locations. So yeah, but the gym in Austin is very big. I saw a fair amount of this, dude. Hey, what if BJ's right? It really isn't his mom. I'm like, guys, come on, dude. Okay, but Conor posted this. Who's going to the Limp Bizkit, the Limp Bizkit in Ireland tomorrow? I'll be banging the center of the mosh pit if anybody's looking for their jaw broke and their teeth sent. So he put that up. And I was like, oh man, right? And then I don't know if you guys have seen the clip from the actual concert, but I'm going to show it to you right now. And come on, man. Come on. Dude, you don't believe BJ Penn right now. That's not his mom. Come on. If I hadn't gotten that, if I hadn't seen that from like multiple people, I wouldn't even entertain this. But like I saw a lot of people saying that. It's like, dude, go watch an interview. His mom is like his biggest supporter. She's done 1 million interviews. Go look at 1 million interviews of her talk. It's definitely her. But nonetheless. So listen, dude, Joe Rogan, you just let him know I'm on in 2 seconds. I live in his town. I'm easy. Okay, so listen to this clip though of the Limp Bizkit concert though. After Conor said he was going to be there, and I mean, this is in Dublin. This is his hometown.
It sounds like you're in love with Conor McGregor here. Oh, beautiful. And I'll be straight with you. From what I heard, he's actually out there right now.
First of all, the most shocking thing about all this is like Limp Bizkit still touring. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. Yeah, and is that like a beard or like I can't see Fred Durst very well. Hang on, Fred Durst. It's crazy that they're still like filling up shows, dude, like that. Let me see. Fred Durst. Yeah, it is. It's a beard. Oh my god, man. It's wild, dude. Look at Fred Durst age. How old is he? 54? Interesting, dude. That is wild, man. Anyway, point of that is just that, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't understand how all of these people in Dublin are just fully on board with this idiotic fucking story that this woman made up. Obviously, like, I don't get it. How am I the only one that can see this thing for what it is? And as much as I was sure that I was right about it, then she filed an injunction on the CCTV footage. Like, what? Why do you need to file? Why do you need to block people from seeing the security footage of the night in question, the night and the next day in question, if what you said about Conor's true? Like, why? I don't understand. I don't get it. It's like, what's the rule, especially on this channel and on channels like this? What is the rule when it comes to censorship? Okay, seriously, this is a serious question. I'm not like I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to switch this into a different kind of video, but what is the rule? Are the people who support censorship usually the good guys or the bad guys? Okay. Whoever wants the open exchange of information are almost always the good guys. So Conor's like, here, we just want to show you the video from that night. She's all, nope, censored. You can't see the video. You're all, wait, what? Why would we not be allowed to see the videos? Because it might give you the wrong idea about this. I'm like, I feel like I've fucking seen this movie before. We're not allowed to see factual information. We're not allowed to see like absolutely irrefutable evidence related to that night of person's behavior. Why are we not allowed to see that? Because I filed an injunction. So you can't see it. You're not allowed to see it. Is that because it would make people think that maybe you are lying because it would show exactly what Conor and his side, including your friend, said, that no one saw anything, and in fact you were the one who was the sexual aggressor? Like, because this is all about that. That's where all of this is coming from. Why is she censoring the video? Conor just wants to put out the video, dude. Just wants to put out the video. Be like, here, guys. This is the video of her behavior that day and that the next day. Here's me leaving. Here's a video of me leaving the hotel. Here's her staying there, partying with my friend. And then here's her and my friend going back up to the hotel room. You realize that she says that I put these injuries on her, these horrific injuries. And then she voluntarily stayed here and did all this, like hanging on my friend, kissing my friend, back up the, like, what the fuck? What? You know? And then you go back to her stories, which, by the way, should have been the biggest clue right out of the gate that she's lying, was Conor kept choking me out. You know, he kept choking me. And then he said, now you know how it feels when I had to tap 3 times in the octagon. You're like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Conor said that's how you, now, just so we're clear, because I mean, Conor Ray, that now you know how I felt when I tapped in the octagon. Fucking ludicrous. Okay. Okay, hold on here. Tapped. So, and the only reason we're going over this again is because clearly everyone in Dublin believes this story. I completely agree with you. Listen, I want to be very clear. I completely agree with you. There's absolutely a possibility that it's true. 100% absolutely possible that it's true. Woman accused, yes, exact. Hold on, the choked part. Hold on. Here we go. She claimed Mr. McGregor placed her in a chokehold and choked her 3 times. He pinned me down on the bed. I held my hands to my chest. He put his body weight on top of me. Miss Hand said she couldn't breathe and felt her only defense was to bite him. He didn't like it, so he flipped around and had me by the neck and shoulders. I couldn't move. I was staring at the bedpost, thinking my daughter, think I was going to die, think I would never see my daughter again. Miss Hand said that Conor said, that's how I felt in the octagon, and I had to tap myself out 3 times. Yeah, fucking right. That's how I felt in the octagon, and I had to tap myself out 3 times. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard, ever. Like, seriously. Okay? Like, that is the dumbest thing ever. This is the story that a person who does not understand anything about a person, like, okay, say what you look at. If you follow my content, like I have lots of different types of viewers. The algorithm doesn't know what the fuck to do with me right now. I met with my YouTube, like my channel manager, and I'm like, I mean, I don't know if you guys like understand a little bit about YouTube, you would understand like, your life is driven by the suggestion algorithm. Now, my analytics are fucking awesome. So it's always going to suggest my stuff heavily to my viewers. But as it relates to like other things, YouTube has no idea what kind of channel I am anymore. It's like, so it's, wait, hang on. Is he like a pop culture guy, or is he like a fucking MMA guy, or is he like a Trump guy, or like a politics? Like, what the hell is this guy? So it's like, it has no idea what to do with me. It's actually I mean, not like a problem, but it's kind of a problem, you know? Because my shit fluctuates so much. You know, it's like I gained, like in November, I gained 24,000 new subscribers. December, 14,000. January, less. February, less. And then like in the last 28 days, I've gained like, I don't know, like 1,000 or something. It's like, and I was talking to him, he's like, dude, he's like, I think the algorithm's just confused. And I was like, seems that way. Nonetheless, right? Nonetheless, that was a fucking completely pointless side quest, which is basically my defining trait as a human. Pointless side quests. But my point is that any of you guys that follow my content because of MMA means that you understand combat sports people, and especially you understand people like me, because you're probably like me, or your friend, you know what I mean? Like if you're a girl, you probably have lots of like your dude is probably like me, or you have lots of guy friends that are like me. If you're a guy, you're probably very similar to me in the way that I'm referencing with fucking Conor. And like it, and especially if you know any world champions, there's fucking no way that they're going to reference being tapped out in the octagon in a moment where they are living out some like domination fantasy. Okay. Like it's absurd. It's the stupidest thing ever. It's so dumb. That's how I felt in the octagon. I had to tap myself out 3 times. You know, it's like, it's so dumb. Just listen. Okay. It's like a fantasy from like a fucking serial killer movie where the guy's like, I'm going to do it. And they're like, You just pretending that I'm your mother, aren't you? He's all, I am. My mother used to cut my clothes and tell me I'm ugly. And so I cut you up, you girls. I cut you up. That's why I do this. It's fucking ridiculous. You know, it's so dumb. Oh, please stop. Now you know how I felt when I had to tap out in the octagon 3 times. Like, nothing I ever cover on this channel will be more stupid than that line, dude. You know, like, nothing I ever cover will be more dumb, okay? More dumb than the idea that Conor McGregor was strangling some girl who was helpless. And he just did it to make her feel the pain that he felt when he was forced to tap out to Nate Diaz in the octagon. It's fucking ridiculous. It's so dumb. Okay? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now you know how I felt when Khabib, my arch nemesis in the whole world, put me in a bulldog choke or whatever the fuck, cross-faced stranglehold, and I had to tap out. You know? I literally beat the shit out of people for a living, but a couple times that I came up short, that's what's in my mind right now. You know, my net worth is hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm globally famous. Okay. I slay so much pussy. It's just kind of ridiculous. I just do whatever I want all the time. Sometimes I do a little too much blow and a little too much booze, and I might snap on someone. But tonight, the only thing I can think about is when I was humiliated in the octagon. And all of this talk that's recorded in our DMs, all the things we said to each other where we, you know, were very clearly coming here to bang. Well, all that's out the window. I really came here so I could choke someone and get this out. I need to get this out. I'm humiliated. I had to tap out, so I'm going to tap you out. And then I'm going to beat you within an inch of your life. I hope you'll stay around after I leave, though, and then have sex with my friend. And then also, you know, just use the suite, right? Do whatever you want. Stay here for another 12 hours. Hey, who are you on the phone with? She's all, just hang on for a second. Oh, yeah. Yeah, honey, I'm just here with my friend. We're writing a movie script. We're writing a movie script about being hairdressers in Dublin. We're having the best time. I really think this is going to be my big break. Here, put on my kid. I love you, honey. Can't wait to see you. They're like, gosh. Every time mommy writes a new message, it's like 7 more paragraphs than the last one. It seems like maybe she's doing cocaine while she's lying to me. They're like, no. Conor just gave her a break from strangling her to death so she could write a 9 fucking paragraph lie to you. But now she's a bulletproof witness. She's telling the truth for sure. So dumb, dude. I'm not a mark for Conor. I'm a mark for people who are clearly being, falsely, accused. Listen, dude, I know if you don't know my stuff very well, you won't know. I've talked about dude, I believe the girl from the boat, the girl that supposedly, Conor flashed on in the boat. She had to dive off the fucking boat and swim to the harbor. That one sounds believable to me. The one where with the Italian DJ, that one I believe for sure. Because that guy's story follows reality, he talked about how Conor looked, where he all of a sudden went blank face and then flashed on him and attacked him. Because I've seen that before. I have literally seen people do that who are on lots of booze and drugs. Believe it or not, I have, a crew of friends that are, now most of us are pretty calm, but that wasn't always the case. So when somebody says, yeah, he just went blank and then flashed, I'm like, seen that before. You want to know what I've never fucking seen? Is the most type A personality in the world say a thing like that. I'll tell you another thing about that, dude, just personality wise. Okay. So, without bringing other people in my life, into this particular conversation, which is about cocaine and rape, because I don't want to sound like I'm comparing them to him. But I was having this conversation with one of my best friends that I was in Vegas with this last week. And we were talking about the difference between these people who are fucking world beaters. Okay. It's a very different thing, right? Someone who is a competitor is different than a world beater. Okay. And I don't really know how else to like put that into a digestible form. Like they're not like us. Okay. Like I am not a world beater in competition because I don't care enough. I just don't fucking care enough. But there are people who are like, if you've been around like true, and you can only really know them in like individual sports normally, unless you're talking like like a quarterback in football. Tom Brady's a fucking world beater, obviously. Okay. So like, I mean, I'll tell you exactly what we're talking about. Shunji, we're talking about my jujitsu sensei is a fucking world beater. Like he's not a person who would be comfortable doing anything except destroying his competition and being the best in the world. Like it's a different type of personality. It's not even like they're not like us. You know, I was talking about Rose Namajunas also. It's like as much as she's like this, you know, fucking hippie, you know, like go in the garden, raise my garden, grow plants. It makes me happy. When it comes to competition, she's a fucking world beater, multiple time world champion. Like their world beaters are not like regular people. Conor is a fucking world beater. He is just like that in competition. Okay. So like the idea that if, that the most type A personality world beater of all time would be gacked out of his gourd, admittedly on blow, strangling some fucking nerd barbershop hairdresser who's a 4 a.m. girl. Okay. She's a fucking 4 a.m. girl. Hey, bitch, I'm just about to get done with the club and I'm looking for somebody to fucking pulverize in a suite that I'm going to get lined up. And the little idea that he's going to get there and he's going to be all, oh, it's all fun and games. Hey, you two have a good time. We're going to go in the other room. And then he's like, got her. Ooh, you fucking like that? This is what it was like when I had to tap out. It's so dumb. It's just not, it's so not believable that it's literally, it's like, it's almost as stupid. It's actually, you know what? It's not as stupid as the accusation we've been talking about the last couple of days in the Diddy case, dude. That's the dumbest shit ever. There is no accusation dumber than the Ashley Parham one in the Diddy case. I don't know if you guys heard this. Check this out, dude. Okay, so like I'm glad you found us too, dude. That's not your picture. Get the fuck out of here. I never believe it. I never ever believe that people that look like that watch people that watch us. But you know, I can be wrong. Thank you for the super chat. Politically correct MMA. As a white male in the MMA streaming community, what steps are you taking to make this space more inclusive and equitable for gay and trans streamers? Listen, what part of what I'm doing doesn't seem inclusive? Okay, I'm the king of inclusivity because that's all I think about. Every day I wake up and I'm like, how can I make this community more inclusive for gays and trans that want to stream in MMA? You know, it's all I think about. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I'm late, but LB is still the LB. John Swick, what's up, dude? LB. I don't know what that means. Jiu-jitsu is kind of gay, you know, right up until a jiu-jitsu practitioner, you know, disjoints you and hurts you permanently. But, okay. So, damn it. What the fuck? That was such a good super chat that I literally forgot my train of thought. Excellent work, politically correct MMA. Oh, I remember. Okay. I remember. So, the Ashley Parham, the one that we were that we were talking about the last couple of days, you know, like the Arinda one. So, okay, dude, you did excellent work. Hopefully you actually made that title specifically to send that to me because that's even funnier. But if not, either way, funny. And I'm now a big fan of yours, dude. Okay, so check this out. So, the Ashley Parham accusation in you know that happened like in fucking Orinda, California. I can't stress enough how funny that entire story is because it's my hometown that I grew up in. Like, so I'm visual. It's not just like if you're gonna visualize, like honestly, if this Conor McGregor accusation happened like 10 minutes from my home, like my home address that I grew up in, that would make it way more like ridiculous for some reason. But the Orinda one is so ludicrous. It's like, so I did an excellent job on Gabrielle on my channel of summarizing the entire story up to now of what their full accusation is. So now I think I have it kind of wrapped to where I could do it in like 2 minutes. Okay. So here's the entire story that this girl dropped on. This is the current one that like Drewski, Odell Beckham Jr. and Diddy and the police officer from Hawaii or whatever are having to respond to. Okay. This story went wild. Like it went all over the place, man. This story went wild. Like everyone covered this fucking story as if this was like just another like real Diddy accuser, which is so insane because it's like no one read the actual accusation. You're all, it sounds like somebody, it's all TMZ is all breaking news. Breaking news. Okay. The Grays from a UFO have been accused of running a train on an accuser along with Diddy. They siphoned her up into a flying saucer in the middle of the night. And when she awoke on the saucer, Diddy was there, but there were 5 Diddys that they had cloned. One of them had 6 dicks. And it was like one by one by one by one. It's so ridiculous. It's like no one read it. You're like, okay, guys, come on. This is obviously a fucking lie. Okay. So this is her story. And then then I'll go to the evidence that has now come out since she made the accusation about the new people, which is so funny. Okay. So you're in Concord. Okay. There you go. Right. You can see nice, quiet, woodsy, nice, quiet, woodsy. Yeah. So, dude, Orinda. Okay. So, right. So here's the story. So this girl's like, she's actually, I think she's from Concord because my friends from Concord have have mutual friends that know her. And so when they found out about this, I know this also, this crew of friends that like is connected to her, they're connected to the dude that she made this accusation about, the guy whose house it was. They all started photoshopping Diddy into all their group pictures and started texting them to each other. So she showed me, she's like, look. And like, so in all these like group pictures of the dude who she levied this account, it's like, you'll look and then they have like way in the back. If you look in the back, they'll just have the Photoshop of like, it's a picture of like 15 people and they'll Photoshop Diddy's face in the back. Like, and they do it all the time. When I saw it, I literally fucking spit my drink out laughing. It was in Miami when we were hanging out with them. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So here's the story. Okay. She goes to a club in Lafayette. She meets this random guy. He goes, hey, did you know I'm friends with Diddy? She's all, you're not fucking friends with Diddy. He's all, yeah, I am. Watch this. FaceTime. Gets Diddy on a FaceTime. He shows it to her and she goes, ew, I don't want to talk to you, Diddy. I think you killed Tupac. And he was like, say what, bitch? And he's all, oh, I'm going to see you now. Drops everything that he's doing, gets a big crew together. They jump on a private jet. Okay. The dude that she met at this thing is like, hey, babe, can you help me with my cancer treatment? I'm in Orinda. She's like, sure, I can help you with your cancer treatment. She comes out there to help him with his cancer treatment. When she walks in, there's Diddy and a huge crew of rapists that are getting ready to just turn her out in revenge for her saying, hey, I think you might have killed Tupac. So they all take, I don't even want to get into the story that she put in the lawsuit. I started reading it yesterday and I couldn't even put it in the video because it was so horrifying that I was like, there's no way for me to make this funny because this is so fucked up. Okay. Dude, what's up, man? I'm from Walnut Creek. I went to De La Salle High School. Anyway, so they all take, horrific turns on her, right? It's a nightmarish story. So, God, I'm going to forget. There's so many things about this story that are so absurd that I'm going to forget them. I don't know how I did it yesterday, but I just summarized it all at once. Okay. So eventually she her body just breaks. She can't move. One of the guys is 350 pounds. He puts oil on her and uses her as like a slip and slide. She subsequent months later came out and she's all, it was Drewski that did it. So Drewski in 2018 was not famous and lived with his mom. Okay. So, minor hole in the story there. Okay. She comes outside. She comes to Diddy and she's like, you know what, pal? I am not going to be quiet about what you did. And he's all, I'm sorry. I knew it. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay. So the way that it started, she walks in And she's like, hi, can I help you with my cancer treatment? And Diddy jumps out and he's got a knife. He holds her down and puts it inside of her mouth. And he's like, I'm going to give you a Glasgow smile if you try to resist us, which is like the Joker thing. He's going to slice her face here and here, okay, if she doesn't just submit and let them rape her. So she doesn't fight because she doesn't want to die. And then like 5 guys just do this violent, horrific story, turns on her. It's a nightmare. She blacks out. She wakes up and goes out back. Diddy is like, oh, hey, girl, what's up? And they're all just, and she's like, and he was acting like nothing was going on. And so she's like, you raped me. He's all, no, it was consensual. She's like, you raped me we're talking like, this is like one of the most horrific stories ever. He's all, well, here's, and she's all, so he offered me a bunch of money to just say it was consensual. And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. And he's like, this is, first of all, when it started, he's going to slice her face open. Now he's offering her money to say it's consensual. Say it to who? Okay. She said that then he gets on his phone and he calls his mom and he's like, mommy, she's not taking the money. Okay. She's not taking the money, mommy. So Janice Combs gets on the phone with her and is like, bitch, you need to just stay quiet and say it was consensual. She's like, I'm not going to do it. Your son is a monster. So at that point, the bodyguard comes up to her and he's like, hey, maybe you want to think about this. And he gives her a phone and it's a FaceTime with some dude that is in a car parked in front of her estranged sister's house. And they're like, we're going to kill your estranged sister if you don't keep quiet. And she's like, oh no. Okay. So we've gone from, I'm going to slice your face open if you don't, whatever, to now just take my money. When she won't take the money, he's like, oh my God, forget about violence. She won't take the money. Here, mommy, tell her to take the money. And she's like, I won't do it. Now they've got someone parked in front of her estranged sister's house that she hasn't even talked to anymore because he's going to kill her sister. Question. This is the first day they're there. So what happened? Like they literally, some random girl on FaceTime was all, I think you killed Tupac. So Diddy enacted this crazy investigation. And instead of going after any of her like local family, they found her estranged sister, parked a fucking hitman in front of her house, didn't use that until we went through 8 other coercion methods that, and then they're like, all right, in emergency, break glass. So after that happens, okay, Diddy says to her, don't worry about it. I've gotten away with much worse than that, like killing Tupac. At that point, his bodyguard was all, what did you, keep in mind, this is a bodyguard that participated in this horrific, sexual assault. Like we're talking like as violent and horrific as you could imagine. One of the assaulters suddenly goes, wait, what the, hey, hold up. What did you just say about Tupac? And he's like, what? And at that point, she realized that this guy who had just, violently assaulted her is on her side. And he's like, did you say you killed Tupac? I flew here with you to enact this insane revenge story on Ashley Parham, and you never told me you actually did kill Tupac? At that point, he pulls out a gun. She is now standing behind the bodyguard, and she said she jumped over and tried to take control of the gun from the bodyguard. Okay, she felt that comfortable with him now. And Diddy runs away, and they start shooting at him in the backyard. Okay, so that happened. Okay, then she goes and grabs a knife. Diddy comes back inside. No one has any idea what's happened to the bodyguard that was just shooting at Diddy. Apparently, he is not there anymore. So Diddy is walking upstairs. She chases after Diddy and pushes him on the stairs to where he falls down. He flips over. She puts a knife to his throat because she's going to kill him because of what he did. And he looks at her and he's like, oh, don't do it. Don't do it. And she said that he was so scared that she realized she's the monster. Oh my God, I'm the monster. So she didn't do it. So she decides she's too human. She's not going to kill this guy who just did the most psychotic, violent assault on her of all time. So she turns around to walk down the stairs. Keep in mind, okay, she's on the stairs in her own story. And she said, Diddy got and pushed her down the stairs. But instead of falling down the stairs like any human being would do if they were walking down the stairs and someone pushed them, even if they were a tenth of their size, she caught her footing, took the knife, swung it backwards like this without looking, and it sliced through Diddy's shirt and then sliced his chest open. So at that point, Diddy starts getting first aid. Okay. One of the bodyguards apparently knows first aid and they're administering first aid. And she goes outside and goes and runs to the neighbor who has already called the police. The neighbor then is like, what's going on? I heard the shots. The police come, and she says that the police came and they gave an envelope full of money to the next door neighbor. Next door neighbor then went back inside of his house, came back and no longer had the envelope and suddenly changed his entire story. I don't know. I don't know what the police are doing here. The cop doesn't ask to take her to the hospital, doesn't say that he can give her a ride, doesn't say nothing, just nothing happened, right? And then leaves. So at a certain point, you know what? Let's just cut it off there, okay? So just to then reiterate now, months later, she remembered that she filed a police report with the Orinda police and the Walnut Creek police, who both independently verified that Diddy was not in California during this time. There's absolutely no truth to this whatsoever. Diddy's like in New York when all of this happened. Like, it's it's the story of an insane person. So even after that, she files a civil case. And after 2 months of her getting press and no one like calling her out on this fucking idiotic story, she then just remembered that John Doe number 2 was actually Odell Beckham Jr. He was one of the people who had raped her. And the gigantic guy that treated her body like a slip and slide, that was Drewski. Oh my gosh, she just remembered. Okay. That happened. And then the next day, and the police officer who came, who handed the envelope of money to the neighbor, that was the Maui police commissioner, made famous because he was the police commissioner at the time of the Maui fires, who also had been the police commissioner in Las Vegas at the time of the mass shooting during the country concert. And so all of these people, it turns out, were all co-conspirators in this completely believable story. So today, one day after this accusation drops on the cop, the fucking bank records verified that the guy was obviously not in Orinda or California or any of that. The fact that this story is getting 1 minute of attention as if it's true shows how fucking stupid the mainstream media is. Like, this is the story. It's fucking wide open. I know it because it's public information. And all of them are just like, unbelievable. Odell Beckham Jr. is being called into question in this gang rape. I'm like, hey, what? Hey guys, Harvey Weinstein in Al Capone. Al Capone came back from the dead and he violently assaulted me. Okay, I didn't want it. And Al Capone, zombie Al Capone and Harvey Weinstein took turns on me. They're like, when? I'm like, yesterday. They're all, Harvey Weinstein's in prison. I don't know, man. They're all, Al Capone's been dead for 50 years. I can't explain it, but it happened. They're all, TMZ's like, Al Capone and Harvey Weinstein had sexually assaulted Jesse on Fire, YouTuber with a big mouth. It's like, geez, I guess you can just fucking accuse anyone of anything. It's the stupidest fucking shit ever. Anyway, I got to take my kids to jiu-jitsu. You guys are the best. I love all of you guys. I am about to drop okay. Now that lunacy has happened in the Diddy case, but guess what happened today? Okay. 2 massive stories. CNN got caught having doctored the Cassie, the Cassie tape where he beat her up, dragged her down the hall. They had bought the only copy of the original and they doctored it, reordered it in all kinds of different ways, put it out, and then destroyed the original. And then also one of the Diddy accusers, the one that also accused Jay-Z, just got caught on tape admitting that she made the accusation up. And then she's on tape again with her attorney claiming that she never said that she made it up. So I'm going to drop that probably in about an hour. So you guys should definitely look for that. And that is what I got. You guys are the best. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I love all you guys. Peace out.